I would also like to add a few of my own remarks. First, to our Indian community in Maldives, to whom I wish to convey my heartfelt gratitude for their support, to the Indian High Commission and to the Indian community in dealing with COVID pandemic. The pandemic, no doubt, has taken a toll on all of us. A lot of Indians have lost their jobs, many have tested positive, thousands have had to be repatriated in accordance with their wishes. At the High Commission, we tried our best to provide whatever assistance we could. We set up community kitchens, provided essential medicines, provided care packages to those who tested positive, provided counseling and support services through a dedicated Pravasi Bharati support group, and very importantly, the massive repatriation exercise of over 6,000 Indians, which is over 1/4 of the total Indian community in the Maldives. To deal with difficult situations of this magnitude, it would not have been possible for the High Commission to do it alone. I thank all those who have, with high dedication and commitment, helped us in helping the Indian community. I thank each one of you for your contribution. Many of you have toiled for weeks together, working shoulder to shoulder with High Commission officials. I am particularly grateful to the Pravasi Bharati support group for their dedication and support in reaching out to Indians in distress and contributing to our mission Vande Bharat, our repatriation mission. The PBSG not only included many volunteers in Mali, but also dedicated citizens of India like Archana Srivastava and Shikha Srivastava, who are based in Bangalore. I commend them all for their tireless work. The value of their contribution to Indians in distress cannot be described in words. I also want to convey my heartfelt gratitude to the Indians in the medical field in Maldives who have served shoulder to shoulder with their Maldivian colleagues in combating the deadly pandemic. Their bravery and courage makes us proud as always. I also wish to commend the enthusiasm, diligence and efforts of my High Commission colleagues in successfully coordinating the repatriation exercise of over 6,000 Indians. This experience gives me the confidence that we can deal with any crisis, no matter how big, if we have a dedicated team here like the one we have today. I also wish to share with the Indian community about recent developments in our bilateral relations. August 13 was a landmark day indeed. There was a digital video conference between our External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar and Foreign Minister Abdullah Shahid. Some very important announcements were made. I would like to just try to sum up a few of them. The importance of these initiatives arises from the fact that many of them are specifically aimed at supporting Maldives during these difficult COVID times. While all countries have been impacted by COVID, Maldives has probably been hit the most. The impact on tourism, fisheries exports and overall economy have been very, very deep. But what are time-tested friends like India for? India announced a sizable financial assistance package that will shore up liquidity, ease exchange rate fluctuations, and provide much needed budgetary support. The assistance will be extended on most favorable terms possible to the government of Maldives. External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar also announced a new Indian line of credit of $400 million, along with a grant component of $100 million for the Greater Malé Connectivity Project, which will link Malé with Viringli, Buliphalu Port, which is a project funded by an earlier Indian line of credit, and Pilapushu Industrial Zone. This will be the single largest infrastructure project in the Maldives ever. It will streamline connectivity between the 4 islands, thereby boosting economic activity, generating employment and promoting holistic urban development of the Malé region. India also announced commencement of an air bubble that will revive air links between our two countries that were disrupted since the onset of COVID-19 pandemic. Maldives is the first country in the neighborhood with which we have established an air travel bubble. The first flight under the bubble will start on August 18 from New Delhi and via Trivandrum to reach Malé. It will be operated by Air India. They have already release the schedule for the convenience of general public, including the Indian community based in Maldives. Not only will the air bubble facilitate travel of Indians to Maldives, it will further ease the travel of Maldivian patients to India, which, as a special gesture, has already commenced in July this year. Health protocols, needless to say, in both countries will be strictly followed. External Affairs Minister also announced that a cargo ferry service between India and Maldives will commence at an early date, in line with the commitment made by Prime Minister Modi in his Majlis speech during his state visit in June last year. The cargo ferry service will enhance sea connectivity and provide predictability in supplies for importers in Maldives and exporters in India. In addition to connecting Malé to Indian ports like Kochi and Tuticorin, the cargo ferry carries the potential to link Dolipushi port to India and improve the economy of northern Maldives. 7 large infrastructure projects under the $800 million line of credit are also progressing well. The water and sanitation, Haldu Road and reclamation, Golipalu Port and the International Cricket Stadium projects will reach groundbreaking stage in the next 2 to 3 months. Implementation of 28 grant projects, including 9 high-impact community development projects, is also progressing well. Many of the grant projects have already been launched, as you would have seen in local media. All these projects are community-oriented, have high impact, are geographically dispersed, develop local capacities, and are tuned with the decentralization thrust of the government of President Soli. With full support being received from the government of Maldives, we are confident that the momentum which has been generated will continue. As a result of our mutual commitment and enthusiasm, it remains a fact that COVID-19 pandemic has not been able to slow down the pace of bilateral cooperation. During the digital video conference, following the video conference actually, Dr. S. Jaishankar tweeted warm and fruitful discussions with Foreign Minister Abdullah Shahid of Maldives, agreed that COVID-19 pandemic has brought the two nations even closer. We will be reliable partners in meeting both aspirations and challenges. Foreign Minister Abdullah, on his part, responded in a tweet that the already robust and dynamic Maldives-India partnership continues to strengthen even during pandemic. Agreement on several key initiatives moving forward. I must say that the significance of the announcements made yesterday was summed up by the tweets of President Soli and Prime Minister Modi on August 13th. You will note that President Soli tweeted, "A landmark moment in Maldives-India cooperation today as we received Indian assistance of $250 million as budget support and $500 million for Greater Malé Connectivity Project. I thank Prime Minister Narendra Modi and the Indian people for their generosity and friendship." Prime Minister Modi immediately responded in a tweet saying that, "Thank you, President Soli. India will continue to support the Maldives in mitigating the economic impact of COVID-19 pandemic. Our special friendship is and will always remain as deep as the waters of the Indian Ocean." I will conclude by saying that when our leadership is in sync, nothing can come in the way of a mutually supportive relationship. We at the High Commission will continue striving to fulfill the ambitious goals set by our leaders. Jai Hind.